Hi, I'm Clay Goodman, your Buckeye City Council representative for District 6. I wanted to create an open dialogue with our residents by bringing you the latest on what's happening in our community. First, a little about myself. I've been on the Buckeye City Council since June when a vacancy was created when Eric Orsborn resigned to run for mayor. I'll be fulfilling his term, which ends in December of 2022. I decided to apply for the vacancy as a way for me to give back to the community and take the opportunity to become more involved. My goals for District 6 are to make sure that we're active in the growth of Buckeye, not just adding houses, but making good use of the land that we have from an economic development standpoint and creating more career opportunities for our residents. A few things I want to touch on in this video are growth, economic development, I-10 widening, speed enforcement and street racing, and the Victory Steps Trail Park. As you may know, Buckeye is growing faster than just about any other city in the country. We will likely hit a population of 100,000 residents by this summer, which is very exciting because this is kind of a tipping point for us. Retail follows rooftops, so when we hit that number, we become much more attractive to retail businesses and other types of employment. Single-family residential permits are soaring, with 309 permits for new homes in November alone. To put that into perspective, that's even more than the City of Phoenix issued. In fact, 2020 had a 26% increase in new homes over 2019 throughout Buckeye. The good news is, with a steady increase, we can grow smart and carefully, since larger increases create a heavy burden on city staff and infrastructure. This also means revenues are positive despite the pandemic. Using November's numbers again, the city's revenues exceeded our expenses by nearly $30 million. City's priorities are focused on securing good jobs for you and providing new retail and services to support our growth. We're averaging approximately 700 new jobs annually. Recent job openings came from the expansion of both Cardinal Glass and Parker Fasteners. This past August, the Western Distribution Center for Five Below started construction at Miller and Durango for an 850,000 square foot facility. Five Below is investing $70 million in the city and will result in nearly 300 new jobs. Last month, City Council approved an agreement with LGE to build a spec industrial building just south of Five Below. Construction should begin in February, and once completed, the developers are confident a tenant similar to Five Below will relocate to Buckeye. When it comes to retail in our area, you probably noticed Fry's Marketplace at Jackrabbit and Indian School is quickly going vertical and should be open by May. Other smaller retailers like Ace Hardware will be a part of that center as well. Both the southwest and southeast corners of that intersection also have commercial development on the way. The Verrado and I-10 area is the next major commercial corridor. Marketside West is almost built out, with Marketside East going vertical next. We can confirm In-N-Out Burger is one of the new tenants, but because of non-disclosure agreements, we're not able to announce others at this time. Just know that the future is looking bright for more retail and employers as our population continues to grow. Areas to our east run out of land, and our California neighbors to the west look to reduce costs and escape strict regulation. Moving on to I-10 widening, I'm sure you've all experienced the bottleneck as you come to Verrado. Well, there's a project in the works to alleviate this traffic. Construction is expected to begin this spring with an added lane in each direction from Verrado Way to State Route 85. The interchanges at both Miller and Watson Roads will also be updated to divergent diamond designs, with work on Miller to be completed first and then the work shifting to Watson. Construction is expected to last about 2 years, but will be a major asset to the city when it's complete. All of our businesses have already been impacted by the pandemic, so we're concerned about the financial impact this work may have on businesses along Miller, Watson, and in downtown. Buckeye is partnering with the Buckeye Valley Chamber of Commerce to help support businesses during construction with a Shop Buckeye campaign, but we will need your help as well. Even though construction will be a hassle, we'll be asking you to take a few extra minutes when running errands to shop in Buckeye whenever possible. Part of the Shop Buckeye campaign will include incentives for residents to patronize local Buckeye businesses during the 2-year-long project. More details on how you can help local businesses during construction are on the way. During my brief time on the council, the number one concern I've heard is about traffic and noise, and it's a concern I share with all of you. The complaints I receive are passed directly to Buckeye Police Chief Larry Hall, and the police department is very active in researching these issues. Also, a sound ordinance was recently passed by City Council, giving the police department authority to monitor muffler noise and issue citations when necessary. We are also looking to increase enforcement in specific areas during key times throughout the day. Lieutenant Root with the Buckeye Police Department works hard to keep our areas safe. We caught up with him to find out what he's been seeing in our community.
I'm Lieutenant Root with the Buckeye Police Department. In the last several months, we've received an increasing amount of traffic complaints and concerns in both our Victory and Verrado communities. We put together a traffic control program designed to aggressively enforce all traffic violations in these communities. And then what we did is we challenged our police officers on the street in the patrol division and our traffic unit to enforce all traffic violations. The program was set up for a time period of 8 weeks in which we're going to go out and, like I said, aggressively force these issues. And after the first 4 weeks, we came away with some very promising results. Beginning in November, the results that we received was 125 traffic stops, along with 71 traffic citations. Now this was up 178% from the previous month in October, where we had 45 traffic stops conducted in that same location. And during the month of December, our officers came in with a total of 166 traffic stops. Out of that 166, 56 of those were written citations, and even a few of those criminal violations for those that were in violation of more serious offenses. With the criminal citations that are written, oftentimes the vehicles were even towed, which we actually had conducted several times during that month of December. After our 2-month program was completed, we analyzed the data and found several things that were also very promising. One was a decrease in vehicle accidents during the month of November. In the month of December, we did have a slight increase in the vehicle accidents in the Verrado and Victory community, but this is largely due to the fact that it's the holiday season and we had a lot more traffic in the area. But one of the other bright points that we discovered was a decrease in another Part 1 crime, which is vehicle burglaries in the District 1 area, which is Arroyo Seco, Victory, and the Verrado communities. We decreased this by 40%. Now, one of the important things to note here is obviously criminals don't like to be around where the cops are. So by increasing our presence and our vehicle stops and our proactivities in this community, we're also able to lower some of the other criminal activity as well. Now, it's important to also note that the police department fully understands that the citizens of Victory and Verrado have the right to live in an area where they feel safe, where they can engage in different kind of outdoor activities, where they can live, work, and raise a family. And obviously this means safe roadways as well. So while this program has been completed for the time being, we'll take the data that we have, we'll look into it and find out some other areas that we can also increase and use to do additional proactive traffic enforcement in this area and also other areas of the community as well. Thank you.
The last thing I wanted to touch on is the Victory Steps, which is a heavily used amenity certain times of the day. These steps were put in by the developer DMB, and the project was approved by the city. The city is working with DMB to improve the site with firefighter access and ADA compliance. To help mitigate the parking issues, Mech Park was opened in November and is just a half-mile away from the Victory Steps. The park has 29 parking spaces and restrooms. DMB has confirmed they will be widening Verado Way in that area, but we still don't have a time estimate on when this will happen. So to wrap up, I wanted to let you know that we are listening and I hear your concerns. Please keep them coming. It's your city and I want to make sure that you have a voice. So please feel free to post any comments you may have in the comment section below, and we'll do our best to get them answered for you or even feature them in upcoming videos. I look forward to hearing from you soon, and don't forget you can always reach me by email at cgoodman@buckeyeaz.gov. Thank you.